So just a quick disclaimer, friends. This is a really long video. Grab some wine, grab some coffee, and hang out. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel again. Hi, I'm me. I'm Alexa, and we're doing something really different today. I'm on the couch, and I'm next to my record collection, because we're gonna go through them all, and I'm gonna share them with you, and kind of where I got them, why I got them, my favorite story behind them. Quincy's gonna sit over there and try to chew on some things to try to distract me, and we're just gonna have a good time. So I'm gonna start off with all the 7 inches and EPs, and kind of just pick all of these up right quick. All right. So these first two were gifts to me. This is a Reinventing Axl Rose single from Against Me. And it has a little map of Florida right there. And insert kind of going on about where the band was in that time when they first came out with this. And the lyrics and just all kinds of fun stuff. So there's that. That was a gift to me. And this is the Yeasty Girls, which is a punk band from California. Overreaction. Yeah. So those are those. Okay. Next is Scars on Broadway single I got probably forever ago. From Hot Topic, I'm pretty sure. The song is They Say. It's just that song. It has a picture of them. There you go. Next. Oh, so I got this at a first store, Patti Smith. I don't think I've actually listened to this one yet. I'm familiar with the song, but I just haven't had a chance to kind of throw this on the old record player in a while, which we're at all. Not that I can think of right now. So next is Gorgo Bordello, Wanderlust King. It looks like this. It's Wanderlust King and Super Theory of Everything, which are two of my favorite songs. I saw this at a record store when I was out shopping for record store day, and I just thought it was kind of like this anthem of my life for quite a while, so I had to get it, and I was like, this is perfect. And now I just can't. There it goes. It goes in that way. It wouldn't go in. So there is that. And in case you've never seen Gorgo Bordello live, they're amazing. It's one of the things that keep missing out in my life. So I need to make that happen soon. Next, this record is actually a present. This is Sudden Infant Death Syndrome. It looks like that. And it pops out. Okay. So it has CD in there, and then here's the record. And the record is red. So there is that. Move all that over there. So these next few were all gifts to me. Yeah, these were all gifts to me, as well as that one. So My Life Circle Cult, and then these cramps. All the cramps. Ain't Nothing But a Gorehound, Faster Pussycat, and Can Your Pussy Do the Dog? Which, I mean, I just love that cover art. That's amazing. And I love this cover art too, because, you know, I just am in a corner and terrified and shrieking with too much makeup on and a white lace dress all the time. Me. It's me. Next is Fashion by David Bowie. Like that. I got this probably at a thrift store if I can remember right. I just love David Bowie and I love the cover art, and it's not like one of my absolute need to have songs, but it kind of spoke to me at the moment, and I was like, it's need to have it. And then my last EP is Cop Shoot Cop Interference. I haven't opened this one yet. part of me is like, I don't know if I actually want to open it, because, you know, this record's 22 years old. So I might just keep it. I don't know. It might fetch a fair penny on eBay one day, maybe. I got this at a record store day too, and I've heard of Cop Shoe Cop, and I was like, oh, that's cool, I'll check it out. And then I've still never opened it, so I was like, let me just not open it. Just leave it. Alright, so now we're going to get into this thing, which used to be alphabetical, and now it's not. I mean, it looks slightly alphabetical still, but not really. So, a lot of 80s, a lot of goth, a little bit industrial, a little bit punk, a little bit everything. I'm all about it. Starting off, Debbie Harry, Blondie, Parallel Lines. I mean, I've been in love with this band since I can't even remember, for a long time. I mean, One Way or Another is on here. Heart of Glass. One Way or Another alone is like a whole reason just to own this record. I remember Sabrina the Teenage Witch covering that song. Like, this song is proliferated just so many. If you don't own this, own it now. Buy it. Debbie Harry, that's all I have to say. Okay. Moving on. This is a kind of cool thing that I found at a thrift store in like Roanoke, in like Western Virginia. Switched on Bach, and it's just like 1970s electronic versions of Bach music, and it looks like that. And it's kind of cool, man. I'm kind of all about it. I don't think I've actually put this on a record player yet. I've just been like, you know, just letting it float around in my periphery. Next is Let's Dance by David Bowie, which, I mean, China Girl, Modern Love, what more do I need to possibly say? This album's just so good. Hurts my feelings how good this is sometimes. So anyways, it looks like, there you go. Somebody named Figgins used to own this, and they wrote their name on it like 15 million times. I guess they were worried that someone in the radio DJ booth was gonna steal it. I don't know. So that is David Bowie. Continuing on, The Cure. This album has had quite a few moments on a record player for me. I mean, Boys Don't Cry's on here, Love Cats, In Between Days. That's my entire high school existence summed up in this song. So, and the inside looks like, yeah. And here's the record. So there's that guy. Put him back. Next is Elvis Costello. I haven't listened to this record in a hot minute. Should probably get some more love. I've just been, you know, kind of all over the place. I'm just, you know, hang out with Elvis night. And then, speaking of Elvis, I also have, this is like one of the probably cooler, crazier things I've ever owned. It wasn't even supposed to be released, and it somehow made its way out. It's Alec Empire mashed up a bunch of Elvis songs, and if you're not familiar with Alec Empire, he's kind of like one of the creative minds behind Atari Teenage Riot. And he just recorded it for fun, and somebody took it and mastered it and released it without him knowing. And he found it in a record store in New York one day, and he was like, about to try to take it off the wall, and the record guy was like, no, this thing's worth a bunch of money. He was like, yeah, I know, I made it. It's not supposed to be up there. So I have a copy. I found this at Plan 9 of all the places. And This one has like WDCE 90.6 FM written on like every side of it. Alec Empire's face and Elvis's face. So this was some radio DJ had this and didn't want someone to steal it, and then sold it to Plan 9 in Richmond. So that's how I got it. This is another Plan 9 find. Felix the House Cat, which is just, I mean, this is Silver Screen Shower Scene. If you're familiar at all with Party Monster in the Success, Fame, Glamour, like same artist that made that is good, the House Cat. And yeah. This is like a little, I just realized there's a little note in here from Plan 9 about the labeling on this is not correct, and that's kind of cute to me. I miss stuff like that kind of like, hey, we went through the trouble of looking through every piece of information that's on this really curated record that nobody else really cares about, but here's the thing, and you should know it. I'm like, yeah, I should. Thank you. Alright, so next, to pull these both out. Gene Loves Jezebel. I think I got these both at a record store. Yes. I think I got one at first one at a record store. I don't remember the last time I put these on a record player, so I'm sitting here like, man, I have had no love for my Gene Loves Jezebel albums, so I need to go through those. So, those are these guys. And yeah, I just picked them up because I knew I loved this band and wanted to kind of check them out and own some of their music. I swear to God, like most of the stuff I've picked up because I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard that band before. It's only $5. Yeah, why don't I know already? Take it home. All right. This is a album I got at a record store that was on sale in like a discount bin. It's a live Jimi Hendrix album from 1970. Somebody did a little doodle. Somebody did a little doodle right there. I mean, yeah. So if I ever want to have a complete, like, just jam session, the 20-minute side, and just kind of hang out, and just room full of mirrors. And as you can see, this thing is well loved. There's like, this thing is probably from 1970. I just have never bothered to look it up. Oh, there it is. Foxy Lady and Voodoo Child. The Star Spangled Banner and Purple Haze. I mean, gotta love. I'm pretty sure I got this record for a steal, because I'm not even entirely sure if they knew why it ended up in the discount bin, but it was there, and this thing is like forever ancient. It's originally marked for $8, and I got it for $2. $2 live Jimi Hendrix record. This is like, people just don't understand. Jimi fucking Hendrix. This is a really long video. I'm gonna apologize to all of you. Just for a second, while I like kind of root through, just go ahead and grab yourself a glass of wine. Kind of figure out where you want to be in your life. I might need to, figure out where I am in my life and why I own so many records. But here we go. Next, Billy Idol. Because Billy Idol. And just Billy Idol. I mean, what more do you need to say? Just, there he is. I think I'm really into like the just peroxide platinum blonde bad boy look. I'm pretty sure if I was in my up and coming, when he was up and coming, he would have up and came. Next, Street Cleaner. Okay, so Godflesh. Yeah, this was an anthem of my life for like a hot minute. A really, really good friend of mine had a record store and just wrote, "Perfection! Kings of Heavy, fucking ugly," and a sticky note, and I just kept it up there when I bought it. Yeah, I used to work at my friend's record store, and we'd just get paid in like whatever was not like super expensive, crazy record. And one day I was like, I bought him out of Godflesh first, and then that's what kind of made him be like, "Hey, do you want to come work at a record store?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I do." And that's where I got the Cure record from, and where I think I received something else in here. I know definitely that's where I got the Cure record from. So, yeah. So, if you ever feel like your life is just not angry and low tone, bassy, noisy enough, and there's not enough men just getting angry in your ears, you need this record in your life. You know, if you have that neighbor upstairs that you just really want to piss off, but you don't really want to do it with metal, do it with Godflesh. It will probably just unseat their soul. Alright. So, if that wasn't like a big enough introduction to Godflesh, I don't know what it... I cannot get this back on. I'm trying so hard. What's okay? I had like a huge upset file going. Okay, next is Kick by INXS. Because, why not? Because, yeah. I Need You Tonight. I mean, that was the reason I probably bought this. I think I got this super cheap at thrift store. Yeah, I got this cheap. I remember it now. I got this for 99 cents. Because I Need You Tonight is my jam. And this has a little bit of water damage on it, but I mean, it still works. It still goes. So, oh shit. Next is KMFDM's Virus. I think somebody gave this to me. I'm pretty sure. Wow. This is an old school Wax Trax order catalog. You got KMFDM on here. Machine Gut, Palehead, Revolting Cox, Front 242. So, everybody that I've probably seen at Cold Waves in Chicago, like Legend to Gold, 1000 Homo DJs, Frontline Assembly, yeah, Pig, Liebach. I got Liebach in here. Actually, I think it's the next one. Liebach's the next one up. So yeah, there is that. KMFDM Virus. Because, yeah. 1999. See, things like that make me kind of just feel old. Like, why is all the music I love, like, from, like, 70 to 90, and that's it. Next is, Opus Dei by Liebach. You know, in case you want to scare any, people in your neighborhood and thinking that you're slight Nazi sympathizer, but not really. But, yeah. So I bought this because, I mean, Liebach's an industrial revolution unto itself with music. And it's just kind of just different and cool. And if you ever want to, like, feel like you're in the German military, you should just play How the West Was Won. And you're there. You're on the front lines. It's great. And here we go. Alright, and this is probably some crazy alt-break records. This is a drum and bass album that I bought for $1 at Plan 9. I don't think I've ever listened to it. But this is a drum and bass album I bought for $1 at Plan 9. Next, this was a gift. With Sympathy by Ministry. Their first album as Ministry. And it sounds nothing like Ministry we come to love and know today. So different. And they were trying to be Depeche Mode. Alright. My Life is a Thrill Kill Cult. The Devil Does Drugs. Let's just go ahead and talk about the fact that you're putting your record on Jesus' eyeball. That's all I have to say about that album. You're putting your record on Jesus' eyeball. Alright. Probably my most overplayed of them all. 9 Inch Nails. I love this record. It's probably one of my favorite records that I own. When it comes to like just playing all the time. It was always on a record player all the time. So, this is my favorite band. In case you did not know. This is it. Next up, Oingo Boingo. Yeah. I have not listened to this, probably. Now that I'm thinking about it, I have not actually put it on the record player since I bought it. Should probably change that. We have an Oingo Boingo, and Gene Loves Jezebel, and Elvis Costello night, and you guys are ready to come hang out. Put Oingo Boingo back. Next up is probably like one of the cheesiest, most amazing things I've ever owned. The Monster Mash by Bobby Pickett and the Crypt Kickers. Because, yeah. I don't really need a reason why I own this record. It's the Monster Mash. I think I got that at a thrift store. No, I got that at a record store. Okay, Pop Will Eat Itself. I'm pretty sure I bought this at a record store too, and I have still yet to listen to it. I've actually seen this band perform live. So, that's it in itself. Alright, next up. SPK Metal Dance. So old school industrial Will to Power and Metal Dance by SPK. Not really much kind of crazy cover up going on, but then again, SPK is one of those like super just aggressively noisy punk industrial bands that was like the start of that whole genre. So there's that guy. Next up is Susie and the Banshees. What can I say about how Susie and the Banshees has changed my life? This was a gift to me because somebody knew I would take wonderful care of it and beautifully appreciate it and everything it's done for me. So, yeah. Two of my favorite songs are on here, Helter Skelter and Hong Kong Garden. So, yep. And all the lyrics are on the back. Oh, right. Next up is probably like the newest record of all the records that I own. I got this at a record store because I was obsessed with this band when I was in high school. It's the System of a Down Toxicity, which is arguably one of their best albums they've ever made. I mean, they won a Grammy for it. One of the very first heavy metal bands to win a Grammy in the heavy metal genre. This record, and it came out right in 2001, and a bunch of other kind of really great, like Rammstein was kind of getting around 2001. I was starting to pay attention to them. Slipknot came out of Iowa in 2001. So for heavier, rockier, angry Alexa status, 2001 was an amazing year. So, and then the inside is them performing in their studio. And then this used to throw me off, the American labeling, because this is almost the exact same labeling as the Slayer albums have. The same label that did this album did Slayer. Look at the Slayer one, I'm like, what's this one, Donkey? And I'm like, oh, it's a Slayer. Okay. That threw me through a loop for a little bit. So yeah, Toxicity, I mean, God, I'm pretty sure I remember every single word of every single song that's on this album because of how many times I listened to it. I mean, Aerials is on here. I like Chop Suey. Just so much. So bad. Next up, Stray Cats. I don't know who Kano is, but your name is on my record. Just so you know, Kano, if you're out there. I've got your Stray Cats album. Mine now. So yeah. Stray Cat Strut. I mean, that in itself is the whole reason I probably own this record. But I haven't listened to this all the way through in like quite a hot minute. So I should probably like get on that. When I was like, oh, I want a rockabilly record. What should I get? I was like, Stray Cat. So, yeah. Alright. Talking Heads. Fear Music. I haven't. Produced by Brian Eno and Talking Heads. I mean, that in itself. I think I got this at a record store. I'm pretty sure, anyways. What's on here? Now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't actually listened all the way through this. So all of that. Alright. We are already going on half an hour of me talking to you guys about my record. Next up is U2's Under a Blood Red Sky. With a special low price. I think the only reason I got this was because I like the live version of Sunday Bloody Sunday the best. And I Will Follow is alright, and so is New Year's Day. And my mother is a huge U2 fan, so I kind of grew up on this quite a bit. So next up is The Cars, Panorama. Touch and Go. Yes. Mm-hmm. There's that. Yeah. So here's a French industrial band. Axiom. This is like the only Aunt Zen record I own, and I love Aunt Zen because they have all the really nerdy, crazy, awesome industrial noise bands. I saw this at Plan 9 in Richmond, and I was like, holy shit, this is like nerdy French industrial, and I need it in my life. So that is that. And yeah, I don't know what any of this means. It's literally all in French. So I still need to listen to this at some point. I literally just bought it because I was like, that's super, super different and I need that in my life. And well, I need, if I can possibly ever see anything out and about that Aunt Zen has pressed to vinyl, I'm like, give me all of it. Next up is another Ministry album. This is a single of Everyday's Halloween, which has also got a lot of use. There's the art. There's Al Jorgensen back in the 80s when he was trying to be Depeche Mode. Alright. The pile over there is getting quite serious, and we're already on like half an hour, so I'm gonna wrap this up here, guys, and thank you for bearing with me. If you have any questions about any of my records or want to listen to them with me sometimes, let me know. Next up is probably one of my favorite bands as well of all time. Queens of the motherfucking Stone Age. Because you have to say it like that. Because it's Queens of the motherfucking Stone Age. And this is such a beautiful, okay. I lied with the System of a Down album. This is the newest album I own. But I mean, come on. Look at it. It's amazing. And I love this band more than I could ever possibly tell anyone. And it's just so beautiful. There's so much beauty in all of this. I can't get over it. So, like clockwork, favorite songs in here, Smooth Sailing, Fairweather Friends. I Sat by the Ocean. I mean, come on. I like the Blue Lightning Bolt for Ziggy Stardust too. So, Desert Rock. Seen this band before with my parents because we're both like, yes, we need to go see this band. So, Fairweather Friends was like my anthem for like a hot minute. I was really mad at everybody for being mean to me, and so that's one of my favorite albums. Moving on to another really great album, Sisters of Mercy, Bloodland. I mean, Dominion, Mother Russia, this Corrosion alone. If you're not super crazy into like crazy goth rock, this is still fun. But if you are, you should probably have owned 3 copies of this by now. Next up is Depeche Mode's Music for the Masses. Some of my favorite things on here: Never Let Me Down Again, Strange Love. Yeah, Happen to Hold. There you go. Yep. And there's a little bio of Depeche Mode on the back. Ta-da! I think I bought this, obviously brand new, at another record store. Probably Birdland or something. Yeah, I bought it at Birdland, which is in Virginia Beach. Next up is Shriekback, Oil and Gold. I mean, my favorite song in here is Nemesis, but this is another, like, amazing, pretty much, got into it because the Goth Club album, but the cover art on this is so cool, too. Alright, and then next is, Mine, The Perpetual Intercourse by Skinny Puppy. Yeah. Seen Skinny Puppy once before. Dig It's on here alone. That's probably the best reason why I would own this record. It's good. Listened through this a couple times. It's also one of my husband's favorite records. So, there it is. Bought this at a record store, I'm not exactly sure. Alright. Soft Cell, Tainted Love / Where Did Our Love Go? I mean, I love Where Did Our Love Go. People ever have it on karaoke, I do it more, but I never do. So, there's that. Next up is Pet Shop Boys, Please. West End Girl, pretty much, is the reason why I own this one, but there's so many other just cool stuff on here, and it's just so unapologetically British. So I was like, oh, I need to own it. So there you go. Can't remember where I got the Pet Shop Boys one. I'm pretty sure it's a record store as well. I remember getting it for a steal. I think I got Pet Shop Boys and Soft Cell at Birdland. So, Joy Division. I have a Joy Division tattoo, so this is a really important record for me. I remember not being able to find this in a record store for like a hot minute, and then one day I happened to be inside Urban Outfitters, and they had a brand new one, and I was like, I don't care that's $30, I need Unknown Pleasures. It's like a deep, unknowing, immortal need of a record. So this reissue came out in 2007. It's just so good. I think the last listen through I gave of this wasn't too long ago, but probably due for another. She's Lost Control is on here, which, you know. And the Joy Division tattoo I have is Love Will Tear Us Apart. Which, you know, one of those things. Next up is Tears for Fears. Shout's on here. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Head Over Heels. Three of my favorite Tears for Fears songs ever. I think I got this from Birdland too, and I'm trying to nerd for the trend. All my 80s records are all from Birdland. So, there's that. And then, Cold Cave. I bought this off of a friend. I still get to listen to it. There's a dead spider in it. There's a dead spider in it. That's fun. By fire. So, I still owe this one a proper listen through. Alright. The last but not least is the Eurythmics Sweet Dreams album. Ooh. So, Sweet Dreams. I mean, Annie Lennox. Let's just go ahead and talk about, like, that face right there. And then that face right there. It's pretty serious. So, yeah. That is it, everybody. Wow. We are now going on almost 40 minutes. I guess I almost kind of forgot how many records I own. It doesn't really look like that much until you start going through them all. But yeah, so much just good, amazing music. If you guys want to listen or have any questions or you want to have like a video party of listening to Alexa's records, I mean, I'm down. Just hit me up. Message me in the comments. Give me questions, comments, concerns, thoughts. I'm going to try my best to edit the video. And I will see you guys later.